Welcome back, tributes, to episode 34. I always have to check because it's just growing and growing. I'm Holly.
And I'm Emily.
And we have a fun episode this week. But before we dive into it, make sure that you join our tribute talk. It's every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And tribute talk is us and a few friends in the fandom who you probably know by now, talking all things ballad news that we're getting. So if you want to find out some ballad news, join us there. But also right now we're reading Catching Fire. So join us for that. And we just wanted to highlight our watch along that we did on March 23rd for the 10-year anniversary of the Hunger Games. Thank you so much for those of you that came and had a fun time with us, and all of those who are like a part of it. We really appreciate you. And yay, 10 years of the Hunger Games.
It was fun. Last week was fun.
Yes. I wish every day. We always, like, we talked about it that day, how the nostalgia of that day was so strong. Like, brought me back to the old days. I wish that's how it could be.
Which will be new days. Those days are coming back again.
If you don't follow us, I've given up hope that we're getting any ballad news. So
no,
kind of just not going to happen in the future, I'm assuming. Finally, this is a big one for us, at least. We are almost to 1,000 followers on Instagram. So if you're not following us, come follow us. And yeah, we're really excited because that's awesome and insane.
I mean, it really doesn't matter, but 1,000 is just like that milestone. It's like, oh gosh, 4 digits.
Like, wow, who are we? Our episode today, we haven't even announced it. It's kind of like keeping you on the edge, but I guess there's a title. But today's episode is all about us recasting the actors of the Hunger Games if filming were to take place right here, right now. So say 10 years later, who would we cast for this movie?
It was so hard for me not to just pick, or still think about other picks that I would have picked 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh, same.
Because I'm like, I still think they could do it. I still want them cast.
Me too. This is going to be an interesting episode to see me react to yours because I don't know who you picked and I don't know many actors or actresses. So
I know, I feel like my picks are going to be so basic. So I
same.
apologize. I'm not Gen Z, so.
Well, I am, and I don't know any like big I know the big ones, but I mean, I was sitting at a cafe looking through like all of the different like actors in their 40s, actresses in their 50s. Like, I don't know who could play who. So
I had to like look up people's ages. I was like, oh, they'd be good. But I tried to pick people that were like around 10 years younger than the people who were cast in the original. So
that's smart. I'm going to be frantically looking this up. So thank goodness for Emily editing this.
I know, I'm gonna be like on my phone like looking up people too as you talk, because I don't know who you picked either.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a surprise.
I posted on our Instagram a question about who you guys thought would be cast if there were a reboot in 2022. So I don't know if we should go through this by character, or first of all, we got a lot of Tom Holland's for Peeta. That was the most popular response. I could see it. You, Holly, had mentioned a while back that Tom Holland would have been your pick. And then there was this TikTok that kind of blew up that posted that Tom Holland probably would be cast today if the Hunger Games was made. So I didn't pick any others for Peeta.
No,
it's just perfect.
No, and I remember, I think it was, I'd gone to see a movie, and it was like the first movie I've seen in like since COVID, to be honest with you. And so I was at the movie theater. I saw like Tom Holland in a trailer for something, and I was like, this man like has all the like characteristics, like physical qualities that Josh Hutcherson has if he was his age. So I'm like, I pictured it, and I told Emily that, and then the TikTok came out. So I'm so glad. Emily can vouch for me. I'm not making this up. I'm the original Tom Holland is Peeta stan. So everyone's on that boat.
Tom for everything.
Yeah, every role. President Snow.
I'm fine with him being overcast. Stop. I feel like if that like YA craze was right now, he would have been the character that was like in every movie.
Absolutely, that's very true. He would be the Miles Teller that was in every movie.
And I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. But we've got some really fun comments. The first one was from Sarah_fangirl_2018. And her answer was simply more POC, I hope. And agreed. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. And then
I feel like I have more people of color too.
Oh yeah.
Like in the people that I picked. And I feel like I've personally done like a lot of growth in the last couple of years. And honestly, I would say for me, seeing Hamilton was something that kind of opened my eyes to like anybody can be cast as anybody.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't matter, like more people of color like should be cast in things. And like obviously in that show there's like a bit of a suspension of disbelief, but you know, like there doesn't have to be so many white actors in all of these films. And I don't know, I just see it so differently than I did 10 years ago. And so I'm like, way more representation is needed, and I would be so happy with that.
Yeah. And I think a big thing is like physical descriptions of books. Like, to be honest, when I am reading a physical description of, say, like a YA dystopia, I'm not always like, I don't put faces on characters. Like I'll just have like, oh, if they're tall, they're tall in my mind. If they're strong like Peter, they're strong. Like they're
just like this blob.
Yeah, exactly,
of a
character. So I mean, it's really up to the reader to imagine it. And so if like as readers and as viewers, we have the power to ask for what we want to see in media. So I completely agree about that. And yeah,
I think it's just so hard though. And like thinking about ballad casting, which is like real casting that's coming up, people get so upset even if you suggest an actor who has the wrong hair color. It's like, oh well, they can't be cast because, you know, they have brown hair.
It's like
what?
Yeah, trust those in charge of making these choices, because obviously we're not in the decision rooms, we're not watching their auditions, we're not seeing that talent, and then they will transform that character in wardrobe into who we want to see. So I think that's always a big thing, and a reason why I struggle so hard with like visualizing characters or visualizing actors when they're cast, is because like you see like Jennifer Lawrence, short blonde hair, like now, and you think like, how could she have ever been Katniss? Cut to all that she went through with Katniss's hair, everything. So it's again like it's all comes down to like design and what's going on behind the scenes more so. So
yeah, for sure.
So definitely a good note to start on.
Someone suggested Florence Pugh for Katniss.
I
know you're going to be all about that.
Yes. I mean, I was like, when I saw that, because I mean, we all put down like the same, blah, blah, blah. But reading, I never thought of Florence Pugh as Katniss, but she could be awesome as Katniss. I would love to see it.
I actually thought about Florence Pugh, and I was like, what would she fit? I don't think she's old enough to be Effie. Maybe in another like 10 years she could do that. Like I could see that. I don't know if I can see Katniss. Obviously I think she has the acting ability.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like we were just saying, like blonde hair could be dyed. Well, I think I'd really want like a woman of color to play Katniss, but if not, I think I could see Florence Pugh.
Yeah, she would destroy it. After Midsummer, I'm like, I trust her in any acting gig she has, so go ahead. Some other ones we got were from soul-stirring characters. I don't know how to say this name. Thomason, Mckenzie as Katniss.
Live reactions.
Oh,
actress from New Zealand.
I mean, I don't know any of
what was she in?
What she acts in.
The Power of the Dog, which I have not seen.
Oh, yeah. She must be good if she's in a Best Picture nominated movie. I mean, she's been in a lot. I kind of
see it like in her face.
Yeah, because when I think of Katniss, it's like a certain like bone structure too. Yeah, I think she fits it. I could see her doing it. I don't know, but I'm glad it's not an actress that I've heard of. You know,
Right, yeah. Me looking up if there's any pictures of her in braids.
Stop. We just, as long as you can wear a braid, that's really all that matters. Or a wig, anything.
She's pretty young, right?
Yeah. She's 21.
Okay, so same age as Jennifer Lawrence. Interesting. I like hearing about actors that I've never heard of. Okay, AJ said Tom Holland is PETA, like so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob Eldory for
Yes.
Gale. Wait, who is this? Like,
He
I
is the
really don't
most
know actors
beautiful
either.
boy you will ever see in your life. Like, he fits the description of Gale
All right, I'm
for
Googling.
like
I'm Googling.
handsome, tall, beautiful boy. Like, that's all he is.
All right, works for me.
I was just watching your face to see your reaction.
I
It
really
passes.
could care less about Gale, so
I know. But Gale is a pretty boy, so no matter what, pretty boy. But like,
yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
Jacob right now, so he's in Euphoria. He's so
Okay.
well loved. Like,
Everybody talks about this show. All the actor like name
oh,
drops come from this show.
yeah, it's this show, and I feel like all the kid actors come from Stephen King's It, the like 2 movie franchise that they did. Because when I look up like young actors while I was doing this, because I don't know that much about people who are actors, it's all just like It children and
It children.
Euphoria adults. That's all it is. So Jacob,
The only shows that exist. The
exactly,
only media.
exactly. But Jacob Eldory is actually my pick. So I just said for Gail Jacob, obviously. So
Okay, well, spoilers. I did not pick anybody for Gale. I like couldn't
what?
think of anything. So I'll
Really?
take this guy.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take Jacob. Dearest Mockingjay said McKenna Grace is Prim, who I could definitely see for
Okay.
Prim.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
A little cutie pie. And Storm Reed for Rue, who I didn't know who Storm Reed was, but I actually really think that she would be, oh, duh, if Euphoria. I'm like, I watched that episode. Like, she's
Euphoria
young
again.
Rue. Yeah, so I could totally see it.
She's 18 though.
But okay,
It's
she
a little
doesn't
bit
look 18
older.
and everything though. How old was Amanda
I don't know.
when they filmed it?
Pretty young, I think. She was older than Willow Shields though. I do remember that.
Yeah.
She was
I mean,
13.
Storm Reed can like pass pretty young. I mean, she plays the child version of characters, so I feel like she could pass as it, but like I don't see a reason why she wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, she does look kind of younger. So I can see that. I mean, the important thing I feel like Rue needs to have like the acting chops. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but depending on who Katniss is, you definitely want Katniss to feel older than Rue.
That's true. Yeah, it was
But
hard for me to like make this list and think about how actors would compare to one another. It's like when I go through some of my options, I'm like, this is a young Katniss option, but this is an
it's like a
older
younger
Katniss.
cast, an older cast.
Yeah, so yeah, but I could see Storm. A different one for PETA though was Timothy Chalamet for PETA.
I don't see that
No, again,
at all.
it's the fact that like PETA is very like stocky, well built,
I was just gonna say, yeah, he has
strong.
the stocky
Yeah,
build, and yeah,
Timothy's the
his
opposite.
face is just he's not that,
No, Timothy
or the
is
rest of
skinny
his
little
body
boy.
either, and
He's like
really
skinny.
tall. Like,
Yeah, he is much more like when I see him now, I just think of Snow or Will Poulter. I think Snow.
President Snow.
So young President Snow, which we'll find out soon, hopefully.
Who
And then
else do we have?
Jerry's. A couple weeks ago, I saw the movie X. It's like a A24 horror picture slasher film, and Kid Cudi was in it. He comes on to X and like, okay, this is like a little bit more explicit than usual, but he comes onto the screen in a full frontal nudity shot. And I was like, oh my lord. So I've seen a lot of this man. And ever since then, when I saw Jerry suggested this, I was like, I cannot look at it. I just think of that shot in the movie. But it's just so
I've
funny.
never seen like him talk or like an interview with him or anything. Like what's his personality like?
See, I've only seen him in X. So he was awesome in X, but it's like a very sexually charged movie. So I couldn't like imagine him in something else, you know? So I was like, I guess he could be Cinna, but also that's all I've seen him in. So I did end up putting him down as my like one of my Cinnas. I have a few. But
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
I could see it, I guess.
I have a lot of Cinnas.
Oh.
Why? I don't know. Maybe because I was so dissatisfied.
Okay, and here's the thing. I only have like one or two options for them because for Cinna because I loved Lenny Kravitz as Cinna. So.
Okay.
Some fun, interesting options I never would have thought of myself. So thank you. I would just love to see like a tweet from Nina saying like, here's who I would have picked. It's not gonna happen because we won't get the cast now, but it's fine.
Like who she would pick today?
Yeah.
Or yeah, I would really like to know if the Hunger Games was being made today, who would be picked. Also, I'd like to know if Francis was doing the entire thing, who he would have picked.
Yeah.
Or like vice versa, if Gary had continued on, who he would have picked for characters later in the series.
Yeah, Francis is like, I never wanted Jennifer as Katniss in the first place. It wasn't my pick. I wasn't on it yet.
I'm pretty sure he said in interviews that like one of the reasons he wanted to join was because of the cast specifically. So I'm sure he was happy.
We were all happy in the end for the most part.
He just recast a bunch of people.
Yeah. Just old Hunger Games. But we also have our own picks. So we have like a list of so many characters. I have 3 picks for Katniss.
Okay, you do one and we can go back and forth.
Okay, so the first one I have is Caitlyn Dever, one of the stars of my favorite movie, Booksmart, an amazing actress. I think she has like that, like I said, I think of like Katniss having like a certain bone structure, and she like has that bone structure, and I love her, and I could just definitely see her pulling that character off.
I mean, I haven't seen her in anything.
You should watch Booksmart.
I should. You keep talking about it, and I love watching movies.
It's such a fun movie. It's amazing, and I love her.
I like her mouth. Is so weird to say.
It's true. She has like her lips are
like very uniquely shaped.
Yeah, I love her, but I could definitely see her playing it. So I mean, I don't know how to describe like my picks. Like I could see her now.
I'm sure people have seen this movie and they will either really agree with you or not.
Yeah. Okay, who is your first pick?
I only had one pick for Katniss because I just like feel like I see it so much.
Okay.
And it's so strange, the news that, or the rumor that was kind of posted about today, because I think Rachel Zegler would be the perfect Katniss pick.
I didn't know who she was until that announcement came out, to be 100% honest.
She's only been in West Side Story.
Okay.
But she was fantastic in it.
I get the vibe of Katniss.
I feel like she looks kind of like how I envisioned Katniss. So, I don't know. She's a great actress, but now I'm just seeing her as maybe like Lucy Gray in my mind. I don't know. Yeah. The rumor that came out today that they're looking for a Rachel Zegler type for Lucy Gray for Ballad, which I don't know what that means. Does it mean someone that looks like her, or someone that can kind of act and sing like her, or what does that mean?
Or someone kind of new. I think that would be exciting to have like a newer actress.
Katniss is hard because I feel like you want someone who you don't recognize as anybody else.
Yeah.
You want them to be Katniss. But I like that she's younger too.
She's 20 years old. She's only 20? Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like you can't go much older for Katniss.
Yeah. she's beautiful. I could see her, yeah. I'll add that to my list. My other one was a Lucy Gray pick I had back when we did our ballad casting episode, and I chose Yara Shahidi, I think is how you pronounce her.
Oh, yes.
She's my pick for Lucy. I could see her as Lucy. I could see her as Katniss. She's an amazing actress. She's an amazing human. She's beautiful. And she just, again, has that bone structure that I love. She could
be very like angular.
And she's beautiful. When I'm casting people in my head, I have such a hard time when authors describe their main character or like a female protagonist. They're like, she's pretty, but she's not too pretty. And I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? I'm like
with Bella too, with Twilight, it's like, is she pretty or is she not pretty?
Yeah, so how am I supposed to find like an actor who isn't like, I feel like all actors are like made
gorgeous
to look nice. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know how to like cast somebody who like, because Yara's obviously beautiful, Caitlyn's obviously beautiful, Rachel's obviously gorgeous. So it's like Katniss is described as beautiful, but then also like not the prettiest, like I don't know. And same with like right now I'm reading like the Bridgerton series and I'm on book 2. And after watching like series 2, it's like the descriptions of the characters, they're like, oh, Kate wasn't as beautiful as her little sister. But I'm like, the actress who is Kate, I'm like, she's stunning. So I'm like, I have all these issues like when reading books now, being like, well, how do I pick a girl that's pretty, but obviously like ugly at the same time? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So that's just my rant about now reading books where the female is just like so beautiful, but then like also described as like ugly in some sense. I'm like,
but a lot of that is like internal description. That's too, true. Right? Like, everybody thinks about the things about themselves that they don't like. So, and everybody compares themselves to everyone else. So
my final pick for Katniss, that's kind of like, I'm like not strong about it. My first 2 I'm very strong about. But the one I'm like, if we chose a very young cast, would be Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, from Taylor's All Too Well, 10-minute music video movie. I think that she could be like, she's 19, but I could see her. She's a great actress, and that's if the cast was younger. We'd have to make sure Rue and Prim were young.
I would love a younger cast though.
Yes, it makes it more alarming.
I mean, my original pick for Katniss back in the day was Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
She was like the young pick.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a young cast, but Jen was good.
She was good. We'll settle. Then on the list, I have Peeta. We talked about that. We both chose Tom Holland
and no one else.
Exactly. So Tom Holland, Gail, Emily doesn't have a pick, but now it's Jacob.
Yeah, sure.
I say Jacob Eldory, absolutely. And next on the list is Haymitch. I have 2 picks.
I had to put down Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Laurie because that's one where I still feel like my original fan cast, the fan cast that a lot of people had, could still work.
What does Hugh Laurie look like?
He just has the look.
Yeah,
and I feel like he has the acting chops for it too. So I think his like house character is similar to Haymitch, kind of like snarky remarks.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see it. He was an original fan pick too. I remember it being in the fandom. And who was the first one? Oh, Robert Downey Jr. I just see him as Iron Man. It's like one of those fatal roles.
He's also like he would never be in the Hunger Games.
Stop. For me, like Iron Man, like when I look at him, I see Iron Man. It's like one of those, you look at Daniel Radcliffe, you see Harry Potter. Like,
what if he had a wig though? Like Woody Harrelson did.
He could be Effie. Put him under full
Caesar.
Yeah. My picks, okay. One that I'm more confident in is Idris Elba. I feel like he could pull off Haymitch.
Okay.
And the other one that's like just me tugging at it because I love him would be Adam Driver, because Adam Driver's old enough and like I could see him, like he can be dark and I like that, and I think that he could be a good Haymitch. I could see him.
I did not think of that at all, but I love Adam Driver. Yes. And sure, he can be in the Hunger Games.
What's Adam? Just get in there. Get in.
Whatever role. Throw him in there.
But yeah, I don't know. I think just seeing him in Marriage Story.
Adam Driver is Gale.
I was like, for a second, I thought you would make that joke. Seeing him in Marriage Story, though, he's an amazing actor.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm. And so
he's so attractive, though. Like, I don't know if I can. Do I want to be that attracted to Haymitch?
Yeah, you do. It's Hollywood. Just accept it. But yeah, those are my Haymitch picks. Next one I have is for Snow, which is the least confident one I have out of all of my picks, and I picked Michael Caine.
Is he the guy that's in?
He's in Knives Out,
A Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol.
Was he?
That's the only thing I know him from.
Stop! No, that's where he comes up. He was in Batman, I thought.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in Batman, The Dark Knight Rises. He's a very accomplished. Journey to the Center of the Earth. He's worked.
Oh my gosh!
With Josh.
He looks so old now.
Now You See Me. The Prestige. Interstellar. This man is.
I am down for this.
Snow vibes.
Honestly, this is perfect.
He's kind of like creepy looking. He could pass.
And judging by his Muppets A Christmas Carol performance.
Stop. It was life-changing. Absolutely life-changing.
I mean, Scrooge.
There we go. That's who President Snow is.
Well, I'm not going to do better than that, so.
I'm really, wow, the fact that I thought you would come in here with like all these great actors.
I know. He really looks like kind of snake-like, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a great pick.
Oh, thanks. My least confident pick.
I feel like they could really make him look creepy.
Mm-hmm. But I would say of all the cast members that we got, this is a strong statement, but I think like if we had to clear the whole cast and only keep one actor, it would be Donald Sutherland. I think Donald Sutherland is absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. I guess that's a good question.
I don't agree with that.
Really? See, I just
no.
He's Snow to me.
As far as the entire cast, they didn't go as like book hard as I wanted them to go. So
Finnick.
I guess it's all right. But
you're like change Finnick.
I don't know like if the Snow that like I envisioned from the book would fit the movie version that was made. So I think for like what they did, Donald Sutherland was really good. But I just wanted him to be more snake-like, like more creepy.
Yeah. I think he's creepy. I think his eyebrows are creepy.
I can't wait for Ballad and I can't wait for Dr. Gall because I want a really creepy, scary villain. And if they don't go that direction, like if they don't lean into that enough, I'm going to be really disappointed.
But who knows? We'll never find out because Ballad's never coming out.
I think the character that we scrap the whole cast and we keep our Caesar Flickerman, Stanley Tucci.
Okay, fair. But yeah, Michael Caine. Emily agrees. After
perfect casting.
Exactly. Wow, I'm just swaying you with Gale and Snow. But the next character I have is Effie, who is the second character that I feel least confident in casting. Hence
it's
why
so hard because Elizabeth Banks is so good.
She's amazing.
I think my first one, I have a couple. Emma Stone.
Interesting. After Cruella, I could see it.
Yeah, after seeing Cruella, I don't know if it'd be too. Well, it wouldn't be super similar, but yeah, after seeing like Cruella and that, like transformation, I just feel it.
That's interesting.
She's 33, so but I feel like Effie was probably a little bit younger than like Elizabeth Banks when she was originally cast. So I think it works.
Yeah. No, I never would have thought of that, but that's interesting. Yeah, I like it. I thought of this one's so hard. I think the one that I most see in my head is Vera Farmiga, if that's how you pronounce her name. She's like in the Conjuring movies.
Who is that?
She's like a very beautiful woman, but I could also see her like wearing wigs and crazy outfits, and I could see her passing as Effie.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like her look.
It's just
I don't
gonna
know
be
who this
paused.
is, but
I like her look.
I don't know. I feel like I can see it.
Yeah, see, I think like again, it's hard because the transformation happens behind the scenes.
Right. I mean, yeah, even with Elizabeth Banks, it's like the voice that she did was so different, like from her own.
Yeah.
And obviously the costume and the makeup and everything just completely transforms. So, but I feel like you just have to have that, I don't know, like that willingness to like go there, you know?
Yeah. Okay, who is another pick you had?
Probably a little too old, but Kirsten Dunst.
Okay. I could see
Because
it.
I just love her.
She's so funny.
She's like one of my favorite actresses of all time. And yeah, I would just love to see her in that role, see her in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I could like almost only see her in like a parody sense of an Effie role. She'd just be so funny.
I mean, Effie's funny, so like she might be a little too over the top. I could see her in a parody version of it too, though. Like now that you're saying that, like in an SNL skit or something.
Exactly.
No,
that's what I could see. But I respect it. I mean, it could happen, you know, if this were a different world. The one that I was thinking that AJ would like me for is Jessica Chastain, because she won Best Actress.
Wait, I wrote that too.
Did you actually?
Yeah, but I haven't. I mean, I've seen her in The Help, but I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
Well, like I didn't watch The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which she won Best Actress in, but I watched the trailer after she won, and I was like, let me see who beat out Kristen for Spencer. And I mean, again, you watch this trailer, you do not recognize her. And I think that's the character that Effie is you take a beautiful Elizabeth Banks and transform her into this crazy, psycho, funny character that is Effie. So
yeah, and I feel like she has the personality and the energy for it.
The next one I know you're going to be so excited to recast, Little Cinna.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I have the weirdest casting. I don't know if you're gonna hate this.
I'm ready.
But Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I need to go. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
No,
I'm leaving this. I hate you. I literally, you know, you can't go there with me. I am a Lin-Manuel memer. Like I respect what he's done as an artist, but he's such a meme. I can't.
But he's so precious. Like imagine him getting
so
beaten
precious
to death.
Okay, I need you when you're Emily in the future, when you're going back and editing the video and adding in these actors' pictures, look up Lin-Manuel bite lip or lip bite. Just look up
Don't
those
ruin
photos.
this for me.
I'm gonna ruin it.
Here it is. I feel like he has that kind of like caring like demeanor that would actually work.
I would just see him like breaking into song and dance.
I can't.
So I respect you. I respect him as an artist, but I'm like, You know I love Lenny, and I feel like you literally just disrespected me on not live television. Do you have any other sit-up picks?
I do. We're gonna hate all of my picks.
Okay, I'm ready. No, not as much. It's only going up. Lynn, no. No.
Okay, another probably weird choice, but Dev Patel.
I don't know who that is.
He was in Slumdog Millionaire, Lion, which
Okay,
was really good.
Uh-huh.
He's been like in serious roles.
I didn't know his name, but yes, I know who he is looking at him. So I can see it. I can see it.
Like he's like a nice, attractive looking guy. He's younger than Lenny Kravitz. He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
And I think he'd do a really good job.
Yeah, I think I actually like looking at him more and looking through his images. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
Look at this. Doesn't he look great? Yeah.
Yeah. He would be the guy in the Capitol that would wear that gold eyeliner and everyone would be obsessed with.
Yes.
I love it. I actually have to maybe take him as my pick. So I'm adopting
Yay.
that. Good job. Do you have more, or is it just those two?
You know, those are the two I'm gonna stick with. Those are my strongest ones.
My pick, I have one pick. It's Daniel Kaluuya, and just because I'm obsessed with him and everything he does, and he's like, it gives me similar vibes to Dev because I could just see him rocking some gold eyeliner and having this like capital swag that everyone wants, right? But no one can have.
The actor that like just with the eyeliner, like that's all they need.
Yeah, exactly. They could just sway me.
Oh, he's the guy from Get Out?
Mm-hmm. Get Out.
I have not seen that yet.
It is, so Booksmart and Get Out are two of my top 2 favorite movies out of 3. So I have 3 favorite movies. Get Out is my favorite. Nope is my most excited film of 2022, most anticipated. Can't wait to see it. You should watch Jordan Peele's movies. They're amazing.
Oh,
and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Was in Black Panther. Okay, I know who this is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
I could see this. Yeah. 10 times better than Lenny.
Yeah. There we go. We have some good choices now.
Let's recast it. Let's go.
See, I can agree between Dev and Daniel. I think if we were to recast Lenny, I'd say like, I love you. You did okay. But let's bring in the big boys and get this done. I don't hate Lenny like you do, so.
No, it could be the script too. It could be the script because there's some cringe lines.
Then Joanna is the next one I have. And I have 3 choices for her because she's a badass and I want her to be represented by a strong woman.
I have 2.
Okay, I'm curious.
My first one is Zendaya. I'm sorry.
I knew she was bound to come.
Like I had to put her on the list.
Yeah.
I feel like she would definitely be. I just can see it so easily.
See, I thought you would attack me if I put Zendaya somewhere on this list. Because I always joke
like
about
Zendaya.
No, I know, but it would be so hypocritical of me to say Zendaya, but I could see it.
She do such a good job.
She's just amazing at anything.
I know. My other pick was kind of unconventional. Okay. I don't know if this would work, but Yumi Lee, the Korean actress from Squid Game and All of Us Are Dead. See her as like this badass character. Like I feel like she could have that attitude that Joanna needs to have, but I also feel like she can do like the more dramatic parts for Joanna as well. Like I honestly, the contrast of like both of those things that I've seen her in, Squid Game and All of Us Are Dead, like those are kind of the 2 sides of Joanna's personality. I think.
See, I've only seen Squid Game, obviously everyone's seen Squid Game, but I mean her character in there is ruthless, so that's what Joanna is.
And I'm like, there are no Asian leads in the Hunger Games franchise at all.
True. So, I do need to be better about that. Yeah. I didn't pick any Asian woman or men to be my cast, and that's on me. And I think that's a big thing is like, as media begins to cast more like POC, then it will give us a chance, like give me a chance as a white woman to finally like see more faces that I need to see more actors and see more representation than what I know. So that's a good choice.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if she can be in English films.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know.
I don't know how good her English is.
We'll see.
But
it's fine. She can be the only one speaking in a different language, and then they'll just dub the bottom. It's fine. One of my picks for Joanna that I'm obsessed with is Kiki Palmer, who is going to be in Jordan Peele's new movie Nope, also known as, was it like True Jackson? Like,
yeah, that's where my mind goes.
Back in the day, because like now that she's making a comeback, she's awesome. I love her. She's like, I think she's great because she was like technically a child star, but now she's kind of like, she's coming back ruthless and like getting rid of that vision. I feel like it's a really hard thing to do as a child actor, and I could definitely see her being Joanna Mason.
I haven't seen her in anything, or she's making a comeback, so she's not in anything like more recent.
I don't think so. The only thing I know that I'm really excited for is Nope, which comes out this summer.
Okay, interesting.
The other one I have picked is Naomi Scott, who I would have loved Naomi Scott to be Katniss, but she's 28 years old, so she's like too old to play that role. It'd be like Theo James playing Thor in Divergent.
He was art. Yeah, he's way too old.
I mean, he's hot, but I'm also like, this man is literally 30, but it's fine. But Naomi Scott is beautiful, stunning goddess, and I also think she could like rip someone's throat out. So,
oh my gosh, can she be Katniss?
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't she look like she would be a beautiful Katniss?
She looks like Katniss. It like my mind of what Katniss looks like.
That's why I said,
oh, she was the girl in the Aladdin movie. I don't think I didn't know if I liked the acting in that movie, but she looks like Katniss.
I think she's
picture of her with a braid.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, look at this.
She could
look
be.
At that. Look exactly. At that. Is that not Katniss?
And I'm like, how is she 28 years old? Like, some of these actors or actresses and actors I picked out, I was like, oh, they could totally be Katniss. And I'm like, oh, they're literally 30. Guess not. But that's Hollywood. Everyone looks like they're 17.
Lucy Gray?
Could be. An old Lucy Gray.
Okay, Cody Fern.
So,
Naomi Scott.
Just do good. The whole cast like in their 30s. It'll be fine.
Yeah, 10 years older.
No one will know. No one's gonna know. The next one I think is the one I'm most excited for. So we have two left. The next one is Finnick, who I'm excited about my picks. I'm very excited.
I have two.
Me too.
One's ridiculous.
Okay.
And the other one I think is good.
Who is it? Who are they?
My ridiculous pick is Robert Pattinson.
I was thinking about putting him on this list. And it's because we're Twilight girls. That's really why.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people back in the day were saying Robert Pattinson for Finnick. And I was like, he's not old enough. Like, I wanted an older Finnick so that he would seem older than Katniss and Peeta. And I feel like he didn't really have the confidence. But I feel like now he's a little bit older, 10 years older.
Everyone loves him.
Everyone loves him. He's a fantastic actor. Like, that's been proven. And he does have like more confidence. So I could see it.
Yeah, I could see it. I feel like that's not too outlandish, but I never heard of him like.
It's the Twilight haters that I'm like
that are coming for you.
Like, don't hate it.
I never knew he was like originally like wanted, like some people are casting him as Finnick. Interesting.
I mean, I never took that seriously, but
still, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like back then people were like, no, keep Twilight away from Hunger Games, you know.
Cut to their Lionsgate post where they did Breaking Dawn Part 1.
And them showing like the trailers for Twilight in the theaters for the Hunger Games movies. Yeah.
No, They're
literally the same company.
And I think he would be great with like the sarcasm. That's like who he is as a person now. Like he's just
Yeah,
sarcastic,
but then
and
having to do like that dramatic, like emotional side, I would love to see him do that role.
That's a good pick. I think people would love to see Sebastian Stan as Finnick because everyone like goes crazy over Sebastian Stan, and he's beautiful, but I don't think I see him like as a total Finnick, because Finnick's like wall built, athletic, blah blah blah. Not saying Sebastian Stan isn't, but my other pick is like I could definitely see it.
I'm thinking about Sebastian Stan. I feel like he's too old.
I mean, like, if Finnick was what? How old?
24.
24, yeah. So, I mean, he could...
Like, Robert Pattinson was already, like, a little bit too, but like 34. But I'm like, if they, cast Katniss in her 20s,
if they
then
did,
it works. But
I feel like the look I was thinking of with Sebastian Stan was his fresh look. I just think his look in there could pass as like a Finnick type.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, personally, I'd actually rather have a little bit older Finnick than younger, because I feel like that character, I just want them to feel older than Katniss and Peeta. So
okay, who's your other pick? I'm gonna be so excited if we pick the same one. Mine is...
we did not.
Okay.
I know we didn't. I picked another character from West Side Story, David Alvarez, who plays the older brother of Maria.
I need to go see it. I love
it's really
the original
good.
West Side. I think that's the one thing I was worried about, was seeing the new one, because I have such a place in my heart for the original West Side Story that like remakes are like hard for me. I don't like Steven Spielberg, but I know it's like a beautiful movie. I need to see it. Obviously, Best Picture nominated. I don't know him acting wise, but he's cute.
I mean, he was like the leader of the group, so I feel like he has the confidence, the swagger, and he's really attractive. So
he was in the army. Whoa. He's from Montreal. He's Canadian, is that right? Am I getting it right?
Also, look, a picture of him with Tom Holland.
I know, I just saw that one.
So there you go, Finnick and Peeta.
Stop. That is funny. Okay, my pick I'm very excited about. Mine is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Who in the world is that?
You'll see him, and if you don't agree, we can't be friends. He's like a buffer version.
Okay, but with like a little bit longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
I need like a longer hair pick.
Like when I see him, I think of like Poseidon vibes. I'm like, he is the son of Poseidon. He is Finnick.
What is he in? I feel like looks-wise, he could work. What role does he play?
He was Quicksilver.
Who the heck is that?
A superhero? I don't watch superhero movies. I just know
I've seen the Avengers.
You know what? I have only seen the first one. I hate superhero movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Except Spider-Man, right? And Batman.
Those are the two I can let slide. I used to collect Spider-Man comics, so like I do enjoy Spider-Man, but like any other ones, ugh. Batman doesn't count though. Like new Batman does not count, because that is not a superhero movie.
That's Robert Pattinson.
horror film. It's like a thriller. But yeah, that's my favorite, most exciting pick I have for Finnick. Okay,
I'm gonna have to let the listeners decide with you on that, because I don't know.
Okay, last pick I know you're excited for is Caesar Flickerman.
Well, we all know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we do.
Right? Yes. Santino Fontana. If we can't just keep Stanley Tucci.
Yeah. No, so here's the thing. It took me a while. I started listening to the Ballad audiobook 2 weeks ago. It took me a while to ease into it, but I like him. And after hearing him do like, especially the voice for the Grandmam, I'm like, this man, I love him. I love him based off of what I know him in the Hunger Games world. So
I think he has the energy for
Yeah.
it. Also, honorable mention, I did think that maybe Lin-Manuel Miranda could do Caesar too.
It's better than Cinna.
Is it?
I don't think he could ever be Cinna. But I like, again, I agree. You have to have like a high energy character. I think he could definitely
He could
be that.
totally do it.
I wouldn't like it. It would be like my own personal Lenny Kravitz, but
Well, then let's get Santino Fontana in there.
yeah, that's someone we can agree on.
Knock it out of the park.
Okay, I have a funny one. It's because I don't know who to freaking cast. Like I just don't. I really have no idea.
Santino Fontana, you know, we can stop there.
We can stop there. But the one I put down, because I think it would be kind of interesting to see, would be Joaquin Phoenix. I think he would be so crazy. He could be like a scary Caesar, like almost too smiley. Here, listen, hear me out. So we know
that's not like I think that would be a really interesting take. Like that'd be cool to see, but like it's not book Caesar.
But here's the thing. I think it would kind of reflect more of the book because he's so appalling to us, because we're supposed to be seeing the movie or
just feeling like really
from
creeped
Katniss,
out by it,
by everything going on in the Capitol. And so it's not that he would be creepy, but it would just be so over the top where you'd be like Caesar's outlandish. He's like a crazy character. And I think if you saw, like had this character who was like, whoa, take a step back, like Joaquin Phoenix, I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be like twisting it a little bit.
I just want 50 versions of the Hunger Games. Like, please.
Is it possible?
I want to see them all. Every year. Let's have a new Hunger Games.
You don't say that. The annual Hunger Games. Yeah, those are who we would recast if the Hunger Games was taking place in 2022. I'm interested to hear people's reactions. I want to know who they would have chosen other than Tom Holland, because we can all universally agree Tom Holland. But other picks, I'm really curious. Do people see Lin-Manuel Miranda on this cast list? That's all.
Help me out here, y'all.
And let us know. Be honest with us. Like, you can tell us our opinions are awful and you don't agree with them. I think that's about it for today's episode. I took a picture before we recorded saying this is our last ever episode. We recorded this on April Fool's Day, so that's why this isn't the end of this podcast. You're stuck. But thank you all for joining us. Join us for Tribute Talk every Monday. Follow us on Instagram for 1K, and
we'll probably finally do a giveaway this time. I have a really good giveaway.
I'm excited.
So
yes. So follow us and then you'll find out sooner. So tell your friends, tell everyone that you know, and tell all your Hunger Games friends. And yeah, until next time, we'll see you then.